Say hello to Bob Gray. Now, he has talked with some of the biggest stars and producers in Hollywood. He's been invited to A-list parties, and the best part of it, the people talking to him and inviting him have no idea who he is. We know who he is, and Bob joins us now. Bob, thanks for being here.
Oh, no problem, Fred. Thanks for having me.
I know this is an insane story. It all started when you got a new cell phone, right?
Yeah, I moved back here from Cleveland. I'd lived in Cleveland for 7 years, and when I moved back on Christmas Day, I wanted to get a 310 area code. I wanted a new cell phone number, so I went down and got a new number, and the very next day, I ended up getting this text message. It said, yo, dude, I saw your stuff on TMZ. What a bummer. And I looked at my girlfriend, Liza, and I said, whose phone did I get? TMZ? What's going on here with that? So I called the person up, and they told me, and it was somebody I had known, and I looked up, and I saw all the stuff he was in. I was like, yeah, I know who this guy is.
So let me jump in. All right, so first of all, we know that you got the phone number of a celebrity. That's fair to say, correct?
Correct.
Okay, somebody who was well known.
Correct.
Somebody plugged into the Hollywood community.
Very plugged in.
All right, so one day, the phone rings, and it's Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah, Adam Sandler called me.
And he's looking for the other guy.
He's looking for him, and I don't know why he doesn't even have it. He doesn't even have his number. Sandler doesn't even have his number, right? I recognized his voice, and I go, Adam, I know it's you. So I told him the stories about what I was doing. He was just laughing hysterically, and he's like, Bobby, you're a good egg. I'm going to tell the guy. I'm going to tell him you're saving his messages. It's the funniest thing I've ever heard, Bobby. And I guess he ended up calling the guy and telling him what happened.
All right, you were also offered a chance to go on stage at the Laugh Factory?
Yeah, you know, that was another situation. I got a text message that said, hey, can you do 10 minutes at the Laugh Factory, Kev? And I looked at this and I go, well, I got to call this guy back because this is business, and I don't want to monkey up with the guy's business. So I called the guy up, and it turns out it's Kevin Nealon from Saturday Night Live. He has a show at the Improv every week. And I tell him what's going on, and of course he thought it was funny, and he's like, well, do you want to do the 7 minutes at the Laugh Factory? It's tomorrow night. I'm like, well, it's short notice, Kevin. And I turned him down. But I'm in talks with Kevin now for some other stuff. So it was a chance call, and it's worked out for me, too. You
know, you mentioned you're from Cleveland. You're a regular guy from Cleveland. Yeah. You didn't know any of these people before they called you?
No, I didn't. How would I know? I mean, I was, you know, out in Cleveland doing Cavs and Browns games. I was eating kielbasa and drinking a Miller Lite. You know, I didn't have access to them.
Did you know Paris Hilton? She sent you a text.
No, oh, that's such a great story, too. You know, I knew nothing about Paris except for what I saw on the tabloids and on television. And Liza Foster, who was featured in the weekly piece, we were going to dinner. And we were on Sunset Boulevard, and I get a text message that says, hey, hun, it's my 30th birthday. Big party up in the hills. I want you to come. Love, Paris. So I look at Liza and I'm like, how many Parises do you know? So I go text her back. So Liza's got the thing. She texts her back. Yeah, baby, I'd love to come to your birthday party, but put Bob Gray on the list. He directed that Bigfoot movie, and Liza Foster, she's in it too, and send the address. Well, a half hour later, the address comes. So Liza and I are just laughing our keisters off. We decide to roll up into the Hollywood Hills. We pull up to the gate of this gigantic mansion in our Dodge minivan with Ohio plates. And security looks at me and goes, who are you? And I go, who am I? I'm Bob Gray. And he's like, hang on. And he goes and he checks the list, and he comes back and he's like, yeah, you're on the list. So we got out. I tossed him the keys, told him to park it, and we go in there, and the place is just opulent and huge, and there's Paris right in the middle of the mansion. So we ran up to her, and we both thanked her for having us out here. She gave us both a hug, and then she asked me, hey, where's the guy? And I said, you know, I never know where this guy is. And I wasn't lying. I didn't know where he was.
Have you ever, and I don't think you have actually, revealed the name of the person that used to have that number? You've never revealed that name, right?
No, I haven't revealed the name. There's a couple reasons why I haven't revealed it. Number one, I don't want the parties to end. And number two, it sure is a lot of fun for everybody out there to speculate. And, you know, I'm going to reveal it one day. You know, maybe Leno or Letterman or somebody will come calling and they'll want it. Maybe for those guys. Not to say that you're not as big.
What, you're saying the filter's not as big as Leno or Letterman?
No. In fact, I think you guys do have a higher rating than them. I'm pretty sure. But you know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. Have you ever talked to him?
Yeah, I did talk to him. Actually, about a week after Adam Sandler called me, I was driving down the road, and my phone rang again, and I answered it, and the voice on the other end said, how does it feel to be living my life? And I was like, oh, dude, I've been waiting for you to call me for 3 months. And he said, yeah, Sandler told me to call you. He said, you got all my messages. And I'm like, yeah, I've got them. So what we ended up doing was talking for about a half an hour. He gave me his legitimate number so I could now forward his important messages to him. And he said he was going to take me out to dinner, but he hasn't done that yet. So I'm going to have to give him a call.
You know, I really appreciate you being here, Bob, but what you don't know is that while you were on, my producer, Jared, actually stole your phone. Now, we have all the numbers. What do you think of that?
That sucks.
All right, man. Thanks for coming down. We'll see you at the party.
All right, thanks, man.